this is one of my numerical method or analysis videos where I'll try to show you how to find the rate of convergence. The rate of convergence is, by definition, let alpha n approaching to alpha, where n is approaching to infinite, and beta n is 0, where n is approaching to alpha. Now, if you can prove that alpha n minus alpha, absolute value of this is less than the k and beta for larger values of n, then the rate of convergence of this is of alpha n approaching to infinite, approaching to alpha, is beta n. Let's take an example to better understand this again. So, for example, find rate of convergence of alpha n equals to n plus 1 by n squared. So you have been given this alpha n plus 1 by n squared, this, and you need to find the rate of convergence of that. So you know this is alpha n. So to solve it, you have alpha n, which is n plus 1 by n squared. Now you just simplify it. That gives you n by n squared plus 1 by n squared, and that gives you 1 by n and 1 by n squared. Hopefully you know the pinching theorem, when the limit where n or x is approaching to infinite, 1 by n is giving you 0. This is the pinching theorem of calculus, the fundamental theorem of calculus. You can check like the pinching theorem, the limit of infinite when x is approaching to infinite, and the 1 by x will give you 0. So by this thing, by this definition, by this theorem, we can get 0 and 0 here, where n is approaching to infinite, that gives us 0. Okay. Now we know we need to prove that alpha n and alpha is less than, alpha n minus alpha should be less than beta n to get the convergence. Right? So we need to find out the value of this beta n. What is the convergence? That will be the value of the rate of convergence. So to find that, let's take this alpha n minus alpha, which is giving you the absolute value of the n plus 1 by n squared minus 0, because our alpha n is n plus 1 by n squared, and alpha is 0, what we found here from this. So alpha is 0 here. Now, if you just simplify, now that gives you n plus 1 by n squared. So our alpha n minus alpha is n plus 1 n squared. Now we need to take this one here, so n plus 1 by n squared, right? And that is equal to less than that the beta n. So we have the n plus n by n squared, right? Because it was beta was n plus 1 by n squared. We took n here as a value of the n of the beta to plug in to get n plus 1 squared. So now if you simplify, I have n plus 1 squared, that gives you 2n by n squared, and if you simplify, n plus 1 by n squared is greater than, equals to less than 2 by n, and we can separate them also, simplify more, that gives us 2 1 over n, right? So this n plus 1 n squared, which is alpha n minus alpha, is less than 2 and 1 by n. So 2 1 by n is basically our value of k and bn. So we know, therefore, our k is 2 and our beta is a 1 by n. So the rate of convergence is 1 by n. Thank you very much.